really looking forward to having a short week, but it also means that everything that I usually do is going to feel like it's got to be crammed in pretty tight. I love the month of November, don't you? And I'm eating birthday key lime pie while I'm sitting here on Alexia training. Counting by fours is to the tune of Havana, so it's like I can count by fours.
It's an awful house, and I wanted to get you out. I'm working on a plan right now to come through. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same without you now. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. 'Cause nothing feels the same without you now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. I'm a third grade teacher in the state of Florida, and I'm so glad you're here for a week in my life. First off, you may have already noticed that I'm wearing pajamas today. This is our final booster-thon. Well, I think. I haven't checked our donation tracker from the weekend, but our fun run was last week, so I shared about that in my last vlog. So we got up to a certain amount of money per lap and we earned pajama day. So it was perfect for Monday, and it's daylight savings Monday, which I feel like meh about. I got extra sleep this weekend, which was nice, but I just don't like it being brighter in the mornings and darker at night. But it was nice and bright when I got up this morning, and even though I got an extra hour of sleep, I still feel like my sleep was thrown off. I had my sister in town this weekend, and so we stayed up late playing board games on Saturday night, and so I did get an extra hour to recoup, but I'm still just kind of a little off this morning. Hence the coffee. I've got that, so I should be set, and it's so good. So today is a Monday of a short week. We have Friday off this week for Veterans Day, which is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to having a short week, but it also means that everything that I usually do is going to feel like it's got to be crammed in pretty tight, but that's okay. So today, our game plan for the day, it's going to be like a testing week. Well, we have 2 tests this week, so there's that. But our game plan for today in math is we're doing our chapter review, so I need to look. I've been looking at the book to see which questions I want to do, which ones I want us to cross off, all of that stuff for our chapter review. So we're going to do a couple questions together. I'm going to have them cross off some that we're not going to do at all. And then they're going to do some in class, and anything they don't finish, they're going to take home and do for homework and then turn their review in tomorrow. It's like my homework check of the week, because I've started taking a weekly grade in math for homework, which is neither here nor there. It's not my favorite thing to do, but sometimes as teachers, you just have to do things that aren't your favorite that your school wants you to do. So I'm doing a completion grade for homework, not grading their actual answers, but completion grade. So that'll give me a homework assignment for Monday, because we won't have one Tuesday after the test. So it gives me at least one extra one to check. So we'll probably only have 2 this week. So it's either get 100, a 50, or a 0. So hopefully they'll get this done. But that's my goal in math, is just to review. We've been working on multiplication. The review looks very fair. I'm excited to see how they do, because I feel like they've been doing pretty well throughout. Ooh. I've been keeping up with their progress in my intervention binder, and I have done things to intervene with using multiplication as repeat addition. I've done some activities with that. I've done multiplication on a number line intervention with some groups, and they've done better. And so I feel like I've helped provide that small group instruction, and then just the assessments that I've been doing and the quick checks throughout have shown that they've really been getting it. So I'm excited for that. Then in reading today, we are comparing. I'll show you my reading slides. How about that? I'll show you my reading slides in just a minute. But we're working on comparing and contrasting and finding author's claim. So that's what we're working on. In reading, we started a new read aloud, so we have been reading. Oh, let me show you. I'm going to move you. All right, here's our new read aloud that we've been working on. It's called Strangeville School is Totally Normal. I borrowed it from my coworker, so thanks Laurel so much for letting me borrow it. But she said her class really loved it, and so far I've really enjoyed reading it. With my class, it's a Sunshine State book this year, so the kids are always highly motivated when they get to read a Sunshine State book. which is like a program that they do in Florida where they pick, I think it's like 10 different books, could be 15. I can't remember the number, but they kind of like highlight the books and the kids can read them and they earn like charms for a bookmark if they get good grades on their AR tests on the books. And then if they read 3 or more, they get to be a participant in the voting for which one is the school's favorite, which then goes to like the state's favorite for Sunshine State. So it's just kind of an extra motivator. Now let me pull up my slides for today and I'll show you those. Okay, so today we're on day 4, and this is our agenda. We're going to review vocabulary, compare and contrast our weekly stories. They're going to write a claim to say who they agree with, and then we're going to study our compound words. So here's our vocabulary slides from this week. Remember when I click play, I say remember like you've seen this. If you're new here, when I click play, all of these little GIFs will move. Here's our 2 weekly stories that we're reading from our curriculum text. So we're going to go back and read them both again. And then we're going to do a Venn diagram where we compare and contrast them. We did like note-taking sheets on them last week, so we can use our note-taking sheets to help us. Then they're going to write a claim statement. I don't know how in-depth we're going to go. I know for sure I'm going to have them do a claim statement. I don't know if I'm going to have them give, at least I think I'm going to have them give one reason, like I believe wolves should be in Yellowstone or wolves should not be in Yellowstone because, but I think we're just going to do like a claim sentence. We're going to review our compound words by reading, we're doing closed syllable compound words. So I've been having them read some closed syllable words just to practice, like closed syllable individual words. I can make that a little bigger. So they've been reading these with me as I point, and then we'll probably read through this and they'll have to find, and I'm going to have them write it on their whiteboard, they'll have to find the words that have 2 syllables. They'll write the word, they'll divide the syllable, find the vowel, things like that. And then there's the 2nd page, 3rd page, and then we could practice writing some from our list on our board if we have time at the end. And then they have their independent work activities to work on, which is practicing compound words and then practicing 1 vocabulary word. So that's what our reading is going to look like for today. And then in science, we're just finishing up. We do mystery science, like the mystery science video of the week on Mondays. So we'll do mystery science, and then we have like 3 blanks left or something in a digital lesson that we started last week on the sun and the stars. So we'll finish those 2 things for science. I'm so excited that it's PJ day. There's my PJs, and I'm just wearing a comfy sweatshirt. So it should be a great Monday. That's going to put me in a good mood, right? Because I'm in my pajamas. But I will check in. I've got to go around and put their math morning work on their desk because I didn't do that Friday before I left, and get out modified homework for my students that I said modified homework assignments home with. And then I'm going to start my day, check my email, read through my plans, do things like that, and start to get some things done. So by the time Thursday rolls around, I'm not behind since it's a 4-day week. But that is like the gist of my day. I'll check in with you guys later and give you some updates.
The second I by you, I wanted you to know that I'm afraid, but we can make it go away. I hope you hear the things I say when I'm choked up next to you. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same without you now. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. 'Cause nothing feels the same without you now. And all my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid.
All right, I just pulled in to the house. My hair went back in a ponytail quickly this morning, and it also got kind of toasty, and so now I'm really warm in this sweatshirt, so I'm ready to go inside and change into just a t-shirt, which will be so nice. But today went really well. I was super sleepy. I don't know if it's because I was in my pajamas all day or what, but we got through everything that was on the list. We did the chapter review, we did our lesson in reading. It was great, it was fine. I'm ready to go inside and rest. We have Bible study tonight at the house, so I need to like fix my dinner, get everything ready, like seating wise, and pull chairs out. and then I'm gonna relax tonight and be ready for a busy day tomorrow.
Wasting mine, but if you talk to me again, it'd be worth it. All my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid I'm wasting mine.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is November 7th. I love the month of November, don't you? It's just like the best month. I'm not biased because my birthday's in November or anything. I just like November because I feel like it is like getting excited for the holidays, but not the Christmas crazies. So it's like, yes, Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas is coming up, and you get to enjoy like the anticipation of the holidays. But then Christmas can sometimes get like a little hectic and you're just like surviving day by day. So I think that's why I like November so much. I am pulling up things on my board right now to get ready for the day. I think yesterday I already did my morning slide. Fingers crossed on that one. So we'll let that load while we chit chat. Today's going to be a busy day. It's amazing. Okay, so there's two things. Like yesterday I came in, it was Monday. We got everything done that we needed to do, and I had 0 students with makeup work, right? Everything was like all caught up. It was great. One moment. Okay, I needed the coffee. So as I was saying, one moment, everybody's finished. They've got everything turned in. You're all caught up. And then you blink and my missing work, I only have 1 sticky note on it, but there's 3 different assignments and students who are missing those assignments. I'm like, ah. So all good though. All good. So I'm going to work on today, like in my in-between times, getting some students caught up with some of those assignments. However, 2 of them are from reading. So I need them to like turn it in, or I am missing one and I don't have a name on another. So I've got to figure out whose is whose. And then the other ones are from science, and from science at the end of the day yesterday, like I'm giving them a science quiz. It's just the mini quiz from the book. And there's another resource that a teammate had given me. Okay, I'm almost done with my slide. I think I'm just going to add science on there. There's another resource that my teammate had given me to use in science, and I decided to use that as like a review and a classwork activity that they're doing truly on their own, because I feel like I've done everything like really guided for their classwork activities so far. So I'm letting them use their text. It's open book. They could go in and find the answers. Well, not everybody finished yesterday, which was to be expected. Oh, sorry. Because we did mystery science. So today, like the goal for science is for them to finish up that study guide. Everybody's got to finish it so I can grade it like quickly, rapid fire grading while they're working, and send it home with them, because tomorrow we're going to have like our mini quiz. And the quiz has like 5 questions that are they're like application multiple choice questions. And we're doing like this science test on Unify this year. I don't know anything about it, so please don't ask me, but we're doing like benchmarks for science, which is new this year. And I feel like the mini quiz, like the 5 questions, kind of mimic what I saw on the science test. And then this study guide that I'm sending has like match the vocabulary, true, false statements. So I think that'll be great. And we're going to try to finish that today so we can do the quiz tomorrow. That way next week we can do like lesson 2. Hopefully it won't take quite as long as lesson 1 did. And we could do the book lesson, the digital lesson, and maybe the quiz next week. I don't know. I probably need to, because it's almost time for us to switch back to social studies, which is crazy. Like the time just gets away when we're doing science. So anyways, I brought the drawer over here too, because today we're doing our chapter 4 math test. So the first order of business for me is to look over this and figure out like, are there any questions that I need to feel like I need to go over? And not like go over, but like say, hey, hint, hint, look at where it says choose all. That means you're going to choose multiple answers, or like give them any guidance on any, but I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. So I need to look through that. And then in reading today, we're taking our selection quiz, which we've been working on these 2 texts for a long time. As you saw yesterday, we compared and contrasted the 2. So we have a selection quiz that we do on our weekly story every week. And it's open book. And I'm going to let the students use their note sheets that we have been taking as well. So there's that. And then after that, we're going to be working on a cold read passage. So we're going to read it, take notes on it. It looks a little different because I had to like mix up what I was doing a little bit. I've got 3 multiple choice questions, and then do you agree with the author's claim? State what you think and give 1 reason why. So writing a claim statement and giving 1 sentence to support, because that's where we're at level wise in writing for argumentative writing. So we're working for one claim statement and a reason, and that's okay. All right, so I'm getting my reading slides like up and ready as well. So those will be ready for the day. They won't be super extensive. So all of that to say, like yesterday, I had nothing that was like outstanding from students, and I left the day, and now I have a lot of things that my students need to do. And also yesterday, I didn't have anything left to grade. I graded in the afternoon, and now at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a math test, a selection quiz, and a cold read to grade. And then tomorrow we have our language arts like assessments. So the grading is about to snowball, but that's okay. I'll just work on it a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna sit, update my slide to add science homework so they know to like study their science study guide tonight. The quiz will be so short, so we'll probably start the next lesson tomorrow. It's 5 questions, multiple choice, and I'm probably going to read it out loud to them because it's not a reading quiz. I want it to be a science quiz. And I want to assess what they know about the sun and stars, not how they can read the sentences, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it for this morning, so I'm going to go sip on my coffee, work on those things, and I'm starting to get ahead and work on things for the second semester as far as like word study patterns and things like that go. And I have 2 students that I just found out are going to be gone for a couple days, and I got to start getting their makeup work together. So I might start that this morning too. I got a lot to do. I also just looked at my calendar and realized that I have a training after school today for our Lexia program. Luckily, it's on Zoom, so that'll be good because maybe I can like grade while I'm training because I've done a lot of Lexia trainings before, so don't tell anybody I said that. I might not be able to grade while I'm training. That's probably bad to say. And then I need to go to Hobby Lobby because on Friday we're going to be doing a house meeting. And I did a house meeting last year where I made worry stones with the book Alma and the Worry Stone, but I'm running low on clay. I'm not low on clay. I just don't have that many color options. And I definitely used a lot of it last year. So I need to like go get 1 pack of clay for that activity that we're going to be doing on Thursday for our house meeting. Thought I'd update you on those things too. About to start the training. Our fire alarm light is still going off from our fire drill this afternoon, and I'm eating birthday key lime pie from a teammate while I'm sitting here on Alexia training on Zoom. Zoom trainings, am I right? All right, I'm back. I'm setting up my tripod here. Let me find a good spot for it. I'm currently grading papers, and the fire light is still flashing. It's kind of reminding me of a few years back when I taught at my other school in Florida. I had a vlog one time where the fire alarm was going off, and it was like a test in the afternoon, and they tested the fire alarm for so long. So I sat there with like my ears plugged while I was grading papers. Sorry, I just slammed the door. So luckily the alarm isn't going off. It's just the light. But I did tell my students, I was like, it's because the fire department has to come and turn the light off. But now I'm thinking like probably not, because it's been 2 hours since this has been going off. So I was doing my training with the light flashing while I was eating pie and looking at papers. It was a good training. I have learned most of that before. I got a couple new things out of it. So that was good. And it was for the Lexia program. Comment below. Shout out to Lexia. If you use Lexia in the classroom, it's a great reading program on the computers that if your school is looking for one, I definitely recommend because I feel like it's very good. Because it is outside and that is where dogs are supposed to be. All right. So I'm working on grading. I've been grading all day long. They did pretty well on their math tests, and now I'm working on grading cold reads. I've already graded selection quizzes, and I made a list of crafts that I want to order from Oriental Training for Christmas because I'm already thinking about that. So this is like the last thing on my list is to grade these. I also really have to cut the bathroom, so maybe I'll do that and then I'll come back. Okay. I think it's because I came back from car duty and then I sat down for that training and just never thought about it until now that the training's over. So much better. Okay, so I'm working on grading their cold reads right now, which we did together. It was like a persuasive passage. I believe that dogs should be allowed at the beach because they are on a leash and they are nice. So I'm just giving those a quick grade. I'm not stressing it. It's a classwork grade. So I'm just kind of looking through, making sure they had all the answers that we went over as a class. Giving grades there. It's hard for me to focus and grade and talk at the same time. I can't tell. So I'm going to finish these and then I'll jump on and chat. All right, I'm coming over here into the flashing light, so bear with me. And I'm going to sort some papers while we chat. So I'm done grading. I think I can sort papers and talk. I think, right? Here's hoping. So it was a successful day all around. I have a bajillion papers that I need to sort because I wanted to keep up with all the grading today because tomorrow I will have more things to grade. And so I was like, if I don't grade what we do today, then it's just going to snowball on me for tomorrow. So I'm thinking if there's anything else. This fire drill really threw me off because I was ready to start like the next lesson in science and we just didn't get what I wanted to done. So I like sent home their study guides for the quiz we're having tomorrow. And I wanted to start the next lesson after they finished the study guide. And it just didn't happen because of the fire drill. So instead I like let them free color when they were done, like on a piece of notebook paper, because I knew the fire drill was coming. And then when we came back in from the fire drill, I set an alarm and I was like, or a timer, and I was like, you can draw for this much longer and then we're going to move on. So all we did was I passed out the digital lesson page that they're going to do tomorrow when they're done with their quiz, but I did not put the I didn't let them start. I just put the numbers up on the board. So basically the digital lessons all have like slides that they go through, and I always go through and sit down and write down what number slide each answer can be found on, because I found that what they would do is they'd sit there and they'd come up and say, Miss Allen, this one doesn't have an answer. The answer's not there. And I go through the lessons, but I don't have it memorized where all of them are. And it was irritating to say the least, because they were always like, it's not there. It doesn't have the answer. I think I couldn't find it. And that drove me bonkers. So now I put the slide numbers with them. So I say, if you get to the end, and we do these guided like for a long time, like we've done a bunch of them together. And now I'm not going to do all of them like on their own, but I'll slowly release for them to do some of the digital lessons on their own. But this gives them a, like, you can't say it's not there. Like if you get to the end and you have a blank, you've got to look and see what number slide did we say we would find this answer on. And you go back to that slide and you listen to it again and you read the captions at the bottom and you figure out what the answer is. So that was just something I learned last year in doing all these digital lessons. So what we did today was we like took the digital lesson and wrote down the slide numbers. That way tomorrow I told them their quiz is going to be short. It's only like 5 questions long. But that way tomorrow when they're done, they can just get started with the digital lesson. So I'm going to finish sorting these papers. Then I need to go to Hobby Lobby to get a little bit of clay for an activity that we're doing on Thursday, which is in 2 days, for our house meeting. I thought about doing it yesterday, but yesterday was pajama day, and so I did not. So I'm going to do that today and just head there instead of heading straight home, because once I head home, I'm going to be sitting down and I won't want to do much except for watch Dancing with the Stars this evening because it's Tuesday and I can. So that's my day in a nutshell. I'm so sorry. It's like all over the place. That's how I feel, at least. Like I was all over the place. But it's totally fine, right? Totally fine. Oh, I should have put their chapter reviews in before I put their chapter tests, because I want their tests to be seen first and not the review. So now I might have to go through and put all of these reviews underneath the test. Yikes. Well, that's going to take me some time. Oh well, it's just not going to be as quick. But they did pretty good on the math test. So tomorrow we're going to move on to the next chapter. But I'm going to start like at the beginning, and I might make our like warm-up question or a question of the day tomorrow match like the most frequently missed question on the test for today, which were the ones on commutative property, which was kind of sad because I feel like we did commutative property like a lot. And we even did like 2 or 3 example questions that were almost identical on the chapter review yesterday. But that's okay. It just means we got to go back and do it again. So we're going to go back and do it again. All right. That's all I got for you guys. I'm going to quit rambling. I'm going to Hobby Lobby afterwards. I'm watching Dancing with the Stars tonight. So I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. It will be Wednesday. It's also going to be the 3rd school day of the week. And we only have a 4-day week. So yay, we're getting close. We're getting close. All right. This one goes in here. I'm having to pay like close attention to what I'm doing too, because sometimes I put their pages in the wrong box. Not often, but on occasion. Okay. that's enough talking, y'all. I've just been chit-chatting your ear off. Here's the flashing light. 2 hours it's been going off. Over 2 hours. Because it started at 2:15. Oh, and here's our turkey too. We've got a lot of cute feathers. Let me show you. All right, that's what our turkey's looking like. My favorite one has got to be this one. It's Turkey Feather Taylor's version with all the albums. But I love all the different like creativity. They're all very colorful. And then there's the Google eyes. So he's looking pretty good up here. He's starting to fill out. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is early Wednesday morning. It's like 7:08 and I'm here at school. I'm pulling up my tabs. Sorry I didn't get like any footage of me getting ready this morning or at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I just didn't think about filming. I did get what I needed at Hobby Lobby though. So I got clay to make the worry stones on tomorrow. We're making that tomorrow. So I need to run through like my PowerPoint, make sure it's all good to go, which I think it is. But I got this kind this year. It's oven baked clay. Last year I got one that was like supposed to like harden by air drying and it just never really hardened. And then I tried to put them in the oven to see if like making it hot would help and they all melted and David had to save my life and fix all the worry stones. So it was a little traumatic. So I got oven baked one this time and I got 2 of them and they were a little pricey because they weren't on sale this week, but I just had PTO money, so it's fine. I just used that. So I've got that ready. I'm currently getting morning slides up and then I'm going to work on my math slides because I'm teaching a math lesson today, the beginning of chapter 5. Chapter 4 is all like basics of multiplication. Chapter 5 starts to go through and teach a couple more of the properties like the distributive property and the associative property of multiplication, but also just gives them practice with like different strategies for different facts. So today we're going to start with like this show what you know page, but then they're working on multiplying by 2s and by 4s. Oh, which means I need to pull out a skip counting song. Okay, so 2s is like doubles, and that's what they're trying to think of, like to get them to think of is like 2 is the same thing as like doubling for addition, which we've already kind of done quite a bit. So I'm not anticipating that will be tricky. So that's times 2s. Then times 4s, where does it say times 4s? That's your times 2s. Use doubles. Oh, okay, so like doing times 2 and then doing that again. So doubling that, if that makes sense. But I also have a skip counting song that I use for counting by 4s. Excuse me. Last year I would do, oh, there's no slides up here, so I need to pull one up. Last year I would do I did skip counting songs and I did like pass offs and I did little fluency checks for each fact. Like I would do this week would be like times 2s and I would do a pre-check and a post-check. And then if they pass it, they got a sticker on a bookmark. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't have that kind of energy. We do a school incentive for like all of their facts for their like 100 fact check. And so I'm just going to stick with the school incentive this year. I'm not doing my own little bookmark, but I will still do the skip counting songs. I just need to figure out where I'm going to hang them. I like this one. Counting by 4s is to the tune of Havana. So it's like, I can count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, bum, bum, 28, 32, 36, and 40. Now you can count by 4s with me. I think that's over here on my counter. So I'm going to pull that out and we'll start practicing the skip counting songs every day at the beginning of math, but I'll probably teach them like the doubles rule and we can count by 2s. We know how to do that. And then I'll teach them how 4s and you can double the 4s, but then show them how we can also learn the skip counting song. So that's going to be a fun time for math today. And then in reading, we have our tests. So we have progress check on author's claim, and the cold read yesterday was yikes. They didn't know the answers to a lot of the questions without a lot of help. So that was interesting, but that's okay. It's okay. So hopefully they do okay on the test today. We also will teach author's claim at another time. So it's not the end of the world if they don't get it this time, but we'll see how they do. And then the word study, which has been compound words, closed syllable, closed syllable. So they should do fine on that. I stayed up last night watching Dancing with the Stars. If you want my opinion, I'm about to give it to you. If you haven't seen it, well, this vlog is going up like 2 weeks late because I'm behind on like my posting schedule. So you've probably already seen it, but if you don't want spoilers, fast forward. Lele went home last night, and I don't know how to feel about that. She wasn't my favorite, but there were definitely two other dancers who were not as good, who should have gone home and she should have stayed. And I like one of the other ones. And the other one had a really good night. So it's like hard to say, but they used to, way back when, it was just a combination of the votes and the judges' score, and then the bottom went home. Then after Bobby Bones won, which I liked Bobby Bones. It's controversial Dancing with the Stars win if you follow the show at all. But I like him. But after he won, people were upset because he wasn't the most talented dancer and he won the show. So then after that, they started doing Judges Save, where the bottom two would be announced and the judges would pick who they want to save. So that was fine, right? It was totally fine. They took that away this season, and I don't really know why. And they haven't been announcing who's in the bottom two. They've just been like announcing who's safe until they get to 3 left. And they're like, while not particularly the bottom 3, there's one of these people is going home. I'm like, just tell me who the bottom 2 is, so I know like who's in the bottom, because there's always a third person who just is like the random one that didn't get called earlier and isn't in the bottom 3, or might not be in the bottom 3, but is safe. It doesn't make any sense. So they should have brought the judges save back for the halfway point. We're at halfway point in the competition, and I don't know why they're not doing judges save. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to let you go, because as I was editing this vlog last night, I realized it was very lengthy. So I apologize for being rambly and chit-chatty this week. We're wearing our school shirts today and jeans because we have our faculty picture after school. So I'll be like teaching all day, doing a picture after school, and I don't know what else. But I'll check in with you if there's anything new and noteworthy.
And all my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid I'm wasting mine. But if you talk to me again, it'd be worth it. All my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid I'm wasting my whole life trying to be something I can't. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down, 'cause nothing feels the same without you now.